So for this question number 9, the table above shows ordered pairs that satisfy the function f. Which of the following could define f? So here in the table above, we have here a function f, and f is a function of b, meaning when our value for b is 2, the output would be 1. When we replace the value of b with 4, our function will give us 25. So, the same as with 6, when 6 is replaced in the value of b, we will have 65 as our output. And 6 and 8, when we replace b with the value of 8, will give us 121. So the question here is, which of the following could define f? Which of this pattern or expression or rule of a function b or function f would satisfy this pattern above? And even when you're going to look at this pattern above, when we have 2, we'll have 1. When you have 4 for b, 25, so on and so forth. It is not obvious. The pattern is not easy to identify by just looking at this table. Now what we're going to do is to do trial and error and eliminate the choices here, do the elimination method. And when we apply the elimination method, we usually take the simple expression first before going into the complicated ones. So here, letter D is the simplest form of equation here, or a function rule here. So we have 2b squared. So let's take letter D for test, for trial and error. So let's test D. And D is f of b is equal to 2b squared. Now, when we have b is equal to 2, we should get 1. So let's replace b with 2. So f of 2 will give us 2 times 2 raised to 2, and this will be 2 times 4. And this is equal to 8, and 8 is not, of course, equal to 1. We should have a value of 1 there. So then D is not the correct answer. So D is not the correct answer. Now let's try the next simpler expression or function here, and that is letter C. Let's try this letter C. This is a more simplest one because as you can see we have here 2 and 2. Unlike here we have 3 and 3 there. So this C is another more simpler expression. So let's test C. C, we have f of b is equal to 2b squared minus 7. And let's take f of 2. What would be the output when we input 2 for b? So we have 2 times 2 raised to 2 minus 7, and this will be 2 times 4. 2 squared is 4 minus 7, and this will be 8 minus 7. And then with that we'll have here 8 minus 7 is 1. So when our b is 2, we have 1. And so that satisfies our ordered pair here. When you have 2, we have an output of 1. But let's test if it is still true. When we take 4, will that give us 25? So let's test this f of b. Okay? When we have b is equal to 4, let's take f of 4. Would that be equal to 25? Let's see. That's 2 times 4 raised to 2 minus 7. That is our expression. That is our rule in letter C. And so that is 2 times 4 raised to 2 is 16 minus 7. And that is 2 times 16 is 32 minus 7. And 32 minus 7 is obviously 25. So our f of 4, when your b is 4, we'll get 25, and that satisfies our uh, table above here. So letter C is the correct answer, right? So that's how to approach using the elimination method. So if you have plenty of time, you can check for number 6, like b is equal to 6 and 8 is equal to b is equal to 8, and I'm sure you'll get 65 and 121 respectively.